Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals running back. Say it ain't so, Joe. He allegedly shot an 11-year-old child. Now, let me just frame allegedly. We don't know if it was Joe Mixon or not, but the 11-year-old was shot, who was part of a group of kids playing with Nerf guns outside his home. In total, 11 shots were fired, one of which struck the kid in the leg. Now, this is the same Joe Mixon that people were hesitant or just staying away from the draft back in 2017. Remember, he had some issues at Oklahoma, okay? It's the same Joe Mixon has had his list of issues. I don't want to go through that laundry list to really color him in that negative way right now. But just recently in January, remember, his family had to come to his defense because he was accused of threatening a woman with a gun around the time of the Bengals playoff game against the Buffalo Bills in January. The case was eventually dropped. Okay. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Or he's just hovering always around some trouble, and it seems like guns of late. A habitual line stepper, as Dave Chappelle would say, right? Oh my God, what is going on here? Okay, the first thing I'm thinking about is how in the hell are shots coming from a home that are either intended or trying to distract and trying to disperse kids from playing with Nerf guns? Like, what kind of property do you think you're protecting? What happened to just walking outside, being a big old, strong NFL running back and saying, hey, stop playing? I don't even know how a Nerf gun fight could even disturb me, but maybe they were stepping on his bushes, his flowers, I don't know, but whatever the hell. Talk this out. Who blasts 11 times? So obviously there's more to it. There's more to the story than just meets the eye. Because there's no way Nerf guns outside, little 11-year-old, bop, 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 and you actually hit him. Now, you hit him. Did you intend to hit him, whoever shot? Or did you shoot in the air and it ricocheted, or you shot over there and it ricocheted? And I'm going to give y'all something, because we're going to talk about the character conversation. But I've also been in this situation to a slight degree in high school. BB guns, CO2 BB guns. Okay. But they look real as hell. I got many stories that come from this, but the one that pertains to this story was this. I saw my teachers going by, right? Way away. I mean, it felt like a whole football field away. But I kept shooting, not at them, but around. And one of those bullets, pellets, BBs, actually hit my teacher. Yep. Hit my teacher. I didn't know it. Next thing I know, the police are surrounding me. Next thing I know, I am in jail for assault with a deadly weapon. So the only reason I brought that up is Joe may not intended to hurt these kids. But the reason I also brought it up is to highlight how stupid Joe Mixon must be, or anyone in that house, to actually shoot a real gun and actually hit an 11-year-old kid. Absurd, insane. This makes everyone, first of all, go to this same line, which is real. His personality versus production, his character conversation. Is he worth all this? Remember, teams didn't want him coming out the draft because of off-the-field issues. Once again, another off-the-field allegation, another issue. Is he worth it? Is anybody worth it? If he shot a kid, gone. I don't give a damn if he was the NFL MVP. Gone. I don't care if he won MVP every year he's been in the league. Gone. You shot a damn kid for what? So I gotta reserve judgment because I do respect due process, right? You're innocent till you're found guilty. However, we know how it goes in the court of public opinion. We start to sum things up based on the facts as they're revealed and then come to a conclusion that can be altered when the facts come out in discovery and in this case. But all I do know is that an 11-year-old had to go to the hospital with a gunshot wound from his leg from shots that allegedly came from Joe Mixon's house. What could have happened before? What could have put them even in this contentious place where an 11-year-old, I have 11-year-old neighbors. There's not a thing that they can do unless they robbing me with a gun that I will ever shoot. Like I can't even think. I can't think. I mean, I would be mad. I could grab the little kid. I could shake the shit out of him. I could do a lot of stuff. But You shoot and hit it. First of all, forget the hitting the kid. Who shoots 11 times? Like what? Like warning shot? I don't even like that, but that's why it's called a warning shot. 11 shots. What the hell are you doing? Ooh, it's weird. I'm not rooting for this to be true, but I can't see any other way other than someone in that house, and maybe Joe Mixon's protecting them, or Joe Mixon himself. But Joe Mixon, why in the hell would you protect somebody? You got the most to lose in that house. I'm rolling those dice and saying that that's a fact. That's the truth. So now there's an 11-year-old not only injured, but traumatized. You're in that neighborhood, talking about living up to stereotypes, like just lazily. And I remember this happened to me. I had a neighbor that I used to live up to a stereotype. What was that? I had 415s in the back of my excursion. Now, I can do what I want. It's my excursion. Obviously, this is before the noise ordinances that happened in LA and California. So you actually have a maximum volume level in LA now. But before all that, oh man, boom, boom, boom. You at the red light with me? Sorry, it's not an earthquake. It's just Master P. Boom, 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 right? But I used to be ignorant with it too, on purpose, just young, 25 years old, got too much money, too much time, pull up to the mailbox and do this. You know when you're in your car how loud it is. And you know if you want to stunt, you want to floss, all you got to do is let them doors open, right? Forget rolling down the windows. Let them doors open. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm doing this in the neighborhood where I live. Across the street was this old man. And he was one of those dudes you rarely saw. And he was not happy every time you saw him. Never. And one time I had the sounds bumping. And for some reason, I heard some chirping. It wasn't Master P saying, It was like, duh, 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 duh. I was like, wait a minute. Hit pause. It's my neighbor yelling, dog cursing me. And I ain't mind that because, you know what? Frankly, I started the problem. I was like, yo, I'm over here bumping. I get it. But I had too much ego involved, and he went too far. He said, you monkey. And then I was like, oh. Okay, I was living up to a stereotype. I was doing too much, whatever the hell, loosely. And then I had to just call our director of security, the FBI, basically. And they handled it. I never heard from the man again. But in this situation, Joe Mixon, man, you can't even say you were on your property, protecting your property. You can't even say I was just caught up in the moment being young and dumb and my ego got. You or someone in the Mixon home allegedly shot an 11-year-old. You better hope this story twists and turns and it has the craziest ending ever. If not, Joe Mixon, oh, you on my ban list, bro. And we ain't playing those kind of games.